If you're looking to buy a home in the near future, you're in the right place. Whether it's your first home purchase or your fourth home purchase, it doesn't hurt to prepare and educate yourself on what to expect in the market that you're buying in. And that's what I'm going to help you do in this video. I'm going to break down every step of the home buying process so when the time's right for you to start your home search, you're fully prepared and can make the best, most informed decision for you and your family. If this is your first time here, my name is Jessie McClellan and I'm a realtor here in Oshawa, Ontario. I make videos like these to help bring some transparency to real estate and help future buyers and sellers make informed decisions. And I also make videos to help keep you up to date on everything that's happening in our real estate market, especially here in Durham Region. If you want to follow along and stay up to date, then subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions at the end of the video, you can use the first link in the description to book a call directly with me at a time that works best for you. Some of the information in this video is going to be based on my local market, which is Durham Region and the surrounding areas. If you're not in one of these areas, that's not a problem. The same principles will apply to your area, but adjust it to your market conditions and always speak to a professional. Buying a home is such an exciting time, but the thought of finally getting your own place to call home or finally upgrading to that home that's going to be better suited to your needs can be overwhelming. And often buyers want to jump in head first into looking at homes, but you need to lay the foundation for a successful home purchase first. Getting ahead of yourself early in the process can put you at risk and add additional stress and frustration that's unnecessary. One of the first things you're going to want to do is get pre-approved by speaking with a mortgage specialist at a bank or a mortgage broker. You may already have a bank you prefer to work with, or maybe you know a mortgage broker, but I'll quickly explain the difference in what they can offer. A mortgage specialist is someone who works for a bank and can only offer you mortgage products from that specific bank. So TD Bank will only have options for you that TD offers. If you want to know what CIBC offers, you'll have to go there and have them run everything again. If you use a mortgage broker or mortgage agent who works for a brokerage, they will have access to mortgage options from most of the big banks, as well as alternative and private lending options as well. It can be beneficial because they only ever have to do a hard inquiry on your credit one time. But if you went from bank to bank, each time they would pull your credit, and having multiple hard inquiries can negatively impact your credit score. That's just something to be aware of. Once you've submitted all of your pay stubs and required documents to the mortgage agent and receive your pre-approval, that pre-approval is only good for a limited time, usually 90 or 120 days. This is why you want to have it ready when you start your home search so you have a reasonable amount of time to find the right property for you. You don't want to get too far into your home search without one, because the last thing you want to do is find the perfect home and you can't offer on it or can't put in a competitive offer because you don't know if you can afford it yet. Finding out all of the homes you were looking at were actually above your budget can be heartbreaking for a buyer and really put a damper on what should be a fun and exciting time in your life. Having your pre-approval allows you to be certain on what you can afford, and it allows you to put in a more competitive offer. And I don't just mean a higher priced offer either, but sometimes the difference between a seller choosing your offer and another offer is who can offer the shortest number of days on their condition. And if you're pre-approved and ready to go, you might be able to put a shorter time frame on your financing condition than a buyer who's less prepared. But we'll go more in depth on offers later in this video series. As with any part of the real estate buying or selling process, choosing the right professionals can make or break the success of your purchase. You'll need to choose multiple professionals to help you along the way: mortgage specialist, a realtor, a home inspector, a lawyer, and more. These people are going to be your team in your corner and play a large role in the success of your home search. So choose your professionals carefully. You want to find people who you trust, who have the experience, who can communicate effectively, and who you feel like has your best interest in mind at all times. And I have seen all of these professionals save deals, and I've seen them all cause deals to fall apart for one reason or another. So who you choose can determine the overall outcome of your home buying experience. A lawyer or a home inspector are professionals you can find later in the process, and your realtor should also have a list of trusted options for you to reach out to when you need them. A mortgage broker or specialist and a real estate agent are going to be the professionals that you should find earlier in your process. Everyone's going to have different priorities when it comes to finding a realtor. Some want the guy who sells 200 homes a year and has his face all over every bus stop in the city. Some don't want that guy because they realize he's too busy to handle all of his clients himself. When it comes to choosing a realtor, however you go about it, just make sure that they check these 3 boxes. They should have a strong understanding of the local market and real experience working in the areas you're shopping in. They need to take the time to understand you, your lifestyle, your goals, and what your family actually needs and wants in a home. And 3, maybe the most important, good, honest communication and transparency. You want someone who genuinely has your best interests at heart, not just someone chasing their next deal. The right realtor will guide you through the process, tell it like it is, even when it's not what you want to hear, and still be there for you after the deal is done. You can check out their social media accounts and their Google reviews to hopefully get a sense of what kind of person they are, how do they conduct themselves, do they know their stuff, and do you get a good feeling about them? And trust your gut. Your priorities may be different, but transparency and honesty are everything to me. Before you sign any contracts with a realtor, make sure you understand exactly what you're signing, how long the contract is in place for, and what areas it covers, because you'll be bound to that contract and working with that realtor during that period of time. Ideally, get out and meet them in person and go over expectations on both sides. Personally, this is how I prefer to operate. I don't sign clients to any contracts before I meet them in person and get a sense on whether I think that we're going to be a good fit or not. Because as much as it's them committing to working with me and them kind of interviewing me, it's also me committing to working for them. And I want to ensure that we're going to have a good working relationship and be a good fit. The last thing I want is to have someone under contract who I owe fiduciary duties to and have to work with that doesn't want to work with me. If we're not a good fit, it's usually best for both sides to move on. You want to know how their communication is, and do they make themselves available to you, or is it a week to get an appointment or even to call you back? Do they seem to understand what you're looking for? Do they have helpful suggestions or present other possibilities? And of course, what do they say when you view homes with them? Do they only say positive things about a house or an area, or are they pointing out good things and potentially negative things as well? If an agent is only saying positive things, it could be an indicator that they don't have the experience to notice certain things about a home or neighborhood, or they just want you to buy something so they can move on to the next client. Ask the agent about each neighborhood and area as well. Ask them if these neighborhoods are good. Ask them where the areas are that you should avoid. Even if you know the answers, this can give you an idea of if they really know these areas and are being straight up with you, or if they're just saying what they think you want to hear. Keep in mind, if you're someone who plans on attending open houses, that the agent at the open house works for the seller. They are there to encourage you to bring an offer on that home, or alternatively, trying to pick you up as a buyer client. The only contract signed is between their brokerage and the seller of that home. They do not owe you anything above the bare minimum requirement of letting you know about known defects that are not visible when viewing the property. So if they know about, say, mold in the attic, they have to make you aware of that, but they don't have to tell you about, say, the crack in the foundation you missed, or the wet spot in the basement that you didn't see. They are there to represent the seller and bring them offers. They're not there to represent you or your best interests. All right, so you've got your pre-approval, you've found a realtor who you connect well with and trust to represent you throughout the process. Now it's time to understand the market you're shopping in. Our next video in this series will cover everything you need to know about the market you're shopping in. Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market or a balanced market? Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on this series and everything happening in our local real estate market here in Durham Region. You can use the first link in the description to book a call with me at a time that works best for you to get your questions answered about our market or buying and selling a home here. Thanks so much for watching until the end. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.